I would like to welcome for the very first time, I believe, Mac Miller to the Skype live studio. Make some noise! Look at you just rolling out of the tour bus or something, man.
Yeah.
Let me make sure my phone's off. Here we go. What's up, buddy?
I don't know, man. I'm glad you broke the bad news of the no Snapchat, man. Everyone's...
Yo, life's crazy, man. It's like real Matrix vibe, you know?
By the way, I am awake, just so everyone knows. But by the way, Matrix, one of the most slept-on trilogies of all time. It's a phenomenal trilogy, phenomenal experience.
Let me ask you something. What's your favorite trilogy, though? Because last year I went into a trilogy binge where I started, you know...
That's a lot.
That was a lot. I mean, it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark, that whole thing. It was Matrix, Star Wars. I mean, I know there's more than 3 in Star Wars, but I went on a binge. What's your favorite, like, trilogy story kind of vibe?
You know, I'm going to just... Let's go with the Matrix right now. Just because I'm talking about it and it requires the least amount of thinking.
All right.
But I love to think. But, man, I was reading Morpheus quotes the other day because that's just something I do.
Okay, all right.
And they're phenomenal. Oh my
You got
God.
one in mind, or are you just going to leave us hanging with
The red pill, blue pill thing, that was a phenomenal moment. And just like... If you ever, like, feel an emptiness in your life, look at how Morpheus used to talk to Neo. And you'll either be really happy or, like, sad that no one's ever talked to you like that.
Do you have, like, a Morpheus in your life? Was it, like, Edan or Germ, or was it, like, your parents?
My parents.
It's getting real. This interview's real. Cut it off.
I think different people play Morpheus in different times in your life. You know, like E was definitely a Morpheus at one point. I like the idea of Morpheus a lot. You know what I mean? Like, just someone that's like the guy, right? But like, then you're the guy. You know what I mean?
Are you Morpheus to someone? Who would be your Neo?
I hope I'm Morpheus to someone. But it's hard to be Morpheus when you want to be Neo. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be the one or do you want to find the one? How much pressure do you want to take on? You know what I mean?
Man, that's deep right there. That's deep. I like that. Now,
Thank you.
Let me ask you your hat. So I know that's the kind of the logo off the...
I'm completely self-promoting.
You are.
I woke up off the bus and walked here, but I was like, I'm going to sell some T-shirts while I'm at it, you know?
Is that like a loading thing?
A loading? No, it's a window.
Oh, okay. Because,
So
you know,
it's
the art's really dope. Who did that?
Wait, it's not a window. It's a mirror.
Okay.
Thank you. It's a mirror.
You know what I'm saying, though? The loading thing, the loading thing's the circle jar?
I know. But it's a mirror. It's, because what happened was my brother actually took a photo. It was, I don't know. I actually didn't even ask him if he was cool with me telling his story, but it's like a morning after situation.
All right.
You know, him and a girl had a sleepover, and maybe they, you know, made out. And she was putting on makeup in the morning, and I think he was like we're weird, and he was probably like pacing around outside looking at the horizon or something deep like that. And there was like this incredible, I don't know if you've seen my album cover, but that's literally just a photo. Like, it's not, there's no, I mean, it's treated a little bit like we changed the white background
right.
pink and stuff like that, but like, that's, to me, it embodies the whole entire album. It's like somehow the universe and the sky and everything was like
aligned, or just
it was
right
not
there?
Well, no, it was like in place of her face. It was crazy. It's nuts.
Divine feminine is the album. I always
Everyone,
say feminism.
you know what? Let's talk about this. Why do so many people have a problem saying feminine, man? They can't say it. You guys need to say feminine more often.
Divine feminine. All right? On the count of 3, everyone needs to say feminine. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Yo, that was so
You
tight.
like that?
Yo,
Yo.
man. No, but literally, like every interview I do, everyone says, "So the divine Flemishism." I'm always like, ah, dang it.
I love the album, man. It came out in September, which is dope. It's got like this. First of all, there's a lot of like sexy saxophone and horns and stuff, which is
Yeah.
dope. Which
Yeah.
I always say that needs to come back.
Yeah.
Two, it got like this little Pink Floyd vibe at some point. After the Ty song, you got this like Pink Floyd,
The little
that little piano interlude. Who's playing? Is someone playing the piano? The same person throughout the
So
whole thing?
that was my homie Asia Grant, who's the same dude that played. He's in a band called Phony People, and when
Shout out.
when I moved to New York, I was just like looking for like a new network of musicians to work with, you know. So he came through and played that Congratulations piano, and I was like, that's the guy. And then he played that, and that's like one of my favorite moments on that. That's the last thing I recorded vocally. It's like my favorite moment on the album. The Hey Now,
Dude, it's a great album, man.
He put the strings in there, man, and a little guitar. That was special, man. Music's great.
It's great. I think it's rare though that you can listen to a whole album back to front. Like I feel like you're telling a story. I feel like you have the theme there. Did you know that it was gonna be divine feminine, or did all the songs kind of come together? Like, hey, this kind of got a theme. I'm talking about chicks.
Oh no! It was actually like a complete planned thing because what actually happened is Elliot Wilson's Crown interviews that he does.
Okay.
During one of them, like I was talking about different like emotions that I've covered in music, right? And I was like, man, like I've done happy, I've done really depressed, I've done angry, and I was talking about being tired of talking about sad things, in the interview. So they open up for the fans, and one of the fans is like, what emotion are you gonna tackle next? And I was like, wow, what a great question.
See that? Good question.
And then it sparked a whole entire album. I was like, love, I think I'm gonna tackle. And so like whenever I got off tour, or whenever I think that's when the time frame worked or something like that. But no, I knew exactly what I wanted to do and just started making love songs. And it was just such a fun album to make. I wouldn't call it fun, but
You got your grandma on it, which is dope. Telling
Yeah.
the story. I love it because it all ties together with, you did a song years ago about Poppy, and when I saw you perform that for the first time, it was super emotional. But then to hear her reference that later is almost like this
It's full circle, man.
Yeah, full circle moment, man, which is beautiful, man. It's a really amazing album.
And it's actually like the most amazing thing ever. If you haven't heard the album, at the end, my grandma has like a monologue that talks about how she met my grandfather, and she is so embarrassed, like she doesn't understand how amazing it is.
Right.
So she's like, I think I talked too long on, I ruined this whole album with this 3-minute speech. I'm like, no, it's amazing. Like I cried multiple times, and so have a lot of people. And so I have a secret Facebook somewhere where I like feel
Cry?
No, feel free and safe on the internet, which is like hard for me to, you know what I mean? So it's like one place where like only. But I did a Facebook post where I was like, can everyone tell my grandma that she's killed it?
We talked about, though, how funny, like, if you really listen to the story, if you guys haven't caught it, I'm sure most of you have, it's really romantic, and it talks about, like, communicating in this, but we were saying that what would be the stories now, like Tinder and all this stuff?
Yeah.
Be like, I met your grandpa,
That's going to be so
it's gonna
awesome.
be weird. It's gonna be
It's gonna
weird.
Be great. Like, your grandmother swiped right. It'd be awesome.
Before we get out here, I want to mention, first of all, thank you for coming to Portland. Thank you for coming to We. We're a brand new hip hop station, and we try to keep it forward.
It's only been a month, right?
It's only been like maybe
100
90
days.
days.
90
100
days.
Yeah,
100 days. 95 days. It's only been 95 days.
And of course, we're playing Dang, so make sure
Oh yeah.
Go grab the single on iTunes and the album. But what's really
And the
special
hoodie.
and the hoodie and the sweats. No, those
No,
aren't
these
yours.
aren't
Those are
these
Mac
aren't
Miller
me.
sweats.
I don't even know what these are.
What's real special though is, man, is that
I
I got to
whose
meet
these
you.
are.
I got to meet you at young time in your career.
Yeah, man.
And what's funny about, I think, is the very first time your song ever got played on the radio was, I believe, me in Pittsburgh. But it was almost a funny story, which I like to look at like tragedies, because it is a tragedy. The way you've told this story before is a tragedy. But at the same, man, look where you've been and look at your career. You've been around the world. It's an amazing thing. So I'd like you to share the story about when I was in Pittsburgh and I was supposed to play your song on the radio.
And it messed up.
It messed up real bad.
But no, we all huddled. We all huddled. It was gonna be the first time that we had a song played on the radio. I was like 17, maybe 18, 17 and a half, maybe 18, 17, maybe.
I think 17.
No.
Not legal.
They're
You weren't legal.
They're like, go get this guy. But no, so like we're like, yeah, you know, like we have the In With Bonics kind of a little bit, and we're like, yo, man, play this song on the radio. He's like, got you. So we're like, me and Q are like parked outside. There's like an alley by my house that I grew up in, and we're parked right by the alley, like huddled by the radio, like classic, you know, like movie moment where like you're like adjusting the volume, you're like, here it comes, man. And then our song plays. What was the song? Was it Katy Perry?
I thought it was a Rihanna.
It was Rihanna. So our song starts playing, but he accidentally had Rihanna playing at the same time.
Somehow there were two songs playing at one moment. So this guy's huddled around his car. They're high-fiving
like,
your boys.
Waiting, and then it's like really Rihanna with like you can hear me in the background. But I mean, you know, so if people ask me if me and Rihanna have collaborated, yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Thank you. Mac Miller right here at the Skype live studio. We want to thank you for coming out. Congratulations, everything. You'll be at the Crystal Ballroom tonight. Big shout out to DJ Clockwork. Big shout out to Most Dope. Big shout out to Pittsburgh, of course, and Portland. And thank you for having us, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you, guys.
One time, make some noise for Mac Miller, y'all.